Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present-day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. I just want a quickie. I want a quick fix. Oh my God, if I could have $1 for every time someone has said to me, Jen, I just want a quick fix. It's like, oh, come on, really? I'd be so rich. So how many times have you heard it? People go, if I just eat this, I'll have my summer bikini body in 3 weeks. Or if I just did this, my abs will pop in a week. Like, come on, guys. As much as we want fast results and that kind of that quick fix, the reality is there's no shortcuts, especially with our health. We chase shortcuts because we don't want to put in the hard work. And I get it. I would love to have abs of steel. The reality is I'm not going to do, at this time in my life, I choose not to do the amount of exercise involved to create that. It's just a reality. So I get to love my body as it is. You know, we don't want to find the discipline. What's most common is that we don't want to find the discipline needed to bring long-term results. That's it with our health and lifestyle. And it's not just do something for a day or a week or something to get a long-term change in our life. It takes time. The classic is people who go and do, calorie deprivation diets. They go and eat nothing and exercise more. And they end up on this yo-yo dieting cycle because it's mainly mindset that's going on there. They're thinking, I just need a quick fix. They don't want to do that. They don't want to commit to the physicalness or the lifestyle changes that have to happen to bring the change that they're after. And when it comes to, diet and weight and stuff, I've seen some beauties over the years. I remember, just the, what was it? Cinnamon and maple syrup drink that you did every day, or the people did the cabbage soup diet, or there's just all these crazy fanatical things. And they run kind of patterns and people try them and they go off track because they're thinking it's a quick fix. It's going to work. No, it's not. It's just not. Anything like that, any quick fix, it's just not nutritionally sound. And as much as it seems really appealing at the time and it seems simple to achieve, I promise it does more damage. Don't do it. I hear people thinking to themselves or saying that they think to themselves, I can do that. I can just behave for, days or weeks or whatever it is, where the reality is, again, naturopaths, we want to take the step behind and we want to go, what's the mind state, what's going on, so that we can get you to a place where you can, get your head around whatever it is, whether it's an exercise or a lifestyle thing, or me learning to surf. I went to strum my ukulele then, learning to ukulele. Oh, I've been like 3 years and I'm still very much an intermediate kind of ukulele player. Learning to surf, this will be my 7th summer I'm coming into, 7 years, and I'm still an intermediate surfer. Like, someone could have gone, hey, here, have 3 lessons and you'll be able to stand up on your board. But standing up on your board in a beginner's class is nothing of what surfing really is. But you've got to start there. You've got to do it. So to do anything, you've got to have your head around what's going on first to be able to get any kind of result. And that helps us get past that looking for that quick fix result, which just doesn't work. And people end up in this obsessive kind of out of balance. And that usually runs 2 ways. One, either, especially when it comes to nutrition, they'll be obsessive about whatever it is. I'm going to get abs in 3 weeks, and they eat nothing and exercise more. And then they realize a week into it or 3 days into it, that's the classic, that it's not sustainable. And so they'll break it and they'll go on binging and they make a bigger problem than what they had in the first place. Or they'll run with it a few weeks and then they still see it, they've gone a little bit longer, but then they go, okay, I'll just stop. But they've done nothing to fix or to course correct their mindset from before they started. They go back to eating all the same old shit food and they bounce back to the same thing again, that yo-yoing. So what is the answer? My goal as a naturopath is just to help people succeed. That's it. And to win at life, they have to feel like any little changes that they make can be achieved and maintained long term. Okay, so they've got to feel like they can win. So me doing the, hey, live on lettuce, leaves and water and you'll get the body of you want. Well, holy shit, I don't want to live on lettuce, leaves and water. So I can't go, I can do that. That's not going to work. But I'll say to people, can 80% of the time, can we get you living close to nature, going to bed at a reasonable time, having you, drinking enough water, getting your body to work properly? Can you do that? And they go, yeah, I can do that. I say, fantastic. Let's work on that. And then what we're doing is we're creating long-term lifestyle change so that any results that are achieved, they can do it. So even with me and my surfing, I've had at different stages when I've been at stuck points, I've had lessons, but been really aware of, not thinking that I'm going to go from a beginner surfer to an advanced surfer overnight, where I've literally got to do the 10,000 learning hours, which is get on the surfboard, fall off the surfboard, get on the surfboard, but off the surfboard. And it doesn't matter what we do in life. It's kind of like we learn, we consolidate, we learn, we consolidate. So the same as with nutrition, for instance, like if people are on diets and nutrition plans that are not working for them, and they end up in this yo-yo kind of cycle, or even exercise or whatever it is, we've got to take the step behind. I've got to get my head around the fact, with surfing, that I'm going to fall off a lot. I'm on another growth cycle right now, so I can ride green waves and do all that kind of thing. But I need to do these bottom turns, and trying to do one this morning. I walked straight off the fucking board. All I could do was laugh. But the only way I'm going to learn how to do it is to try it, screw it up, and and keep going. That's what it is. But I've got my head around the fact that I am committed to the long term. To surf, I don't expect to be a gun surfer, in any near future. I just don't. But I know I'm committed to be consistent, to get long-term change, even in my body, so that it can work like a surfer's. I train and everything to have my body be able to be a better surfer. I don't train to be a runner. I train to be a surfer. So anyway, I digress about the surfing thing, but it's my thing. So with think about it with the nutrition thing. We wanted to get our heads around what's going on, and even not just nutrition, but health in general. Sleep's a classic. That's another one that I see so much. People do they know that sleep is really good for them, but they're attached to the fact that they're a night owl. And for me, before I burned out in my 20s, I was the queen of being a night owl. Nowadays, I am in bed, especially winter, because we're up, it's all different kind of timings, but I'm in bed and well and truly asleep by 9:30, because I know that gives the ultimate amount of time for my adrenal glands to recharge. Really important. Go back to podcast number 1, where I talk about sleeping your way out of burnout, and I talk about the fact that we need 7 to 9 hours sleep a night for our adrenal glands, but the most important sleep is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So what I want to do, like I say, I want to set people up for success. I want them to have a win. So even if I'm playing with their sleep, for instance, I'll say, okay, can you for 5 nights a week go to bed by 9:30? I don't expect anyone to do stuff 100% of the time. I've met so many people in clinic over the years that have tried to do things 100% right and perfect. They're so stressed about trying to get it right that they're out of balance, and there's no long-term change. And if anything, the body is more inflamed and out of balance just from the stress they're creating on trying to be healthy. So we don't want to do anything too radical too fast. We want the person to have or feel like they can have a win. And I'd rather see that people made change progressively and built on each of those levels as they went to get really true long-term results. And then, because otherwise they go out too fast and fall over and fall off and go off track, and it doesn't work. So with the sleep, imagine you've been someone who's been that night owl, because that was me back in my 20s. And I've said, my practitioner has said to me, Jen, which happened in my 20s, you want to actually get into bed by 9:30 at night, just to really give your body the maximum amount of time to recharge, because I'd burnt out my adrenal glands and that. Yeah, so I commit to the practitioner, whoever it is that I'm going to do, or you guys are listening to me and you think, yeah, Jen, okay, cool, I can do it 5 nights a week. I'll go to bed by 9:30. And so, tomorrow night comes or tonight comes, and 9:30 comes around, and you think, oh, I don't want to go to bed. I just don't want to go to bed yet. I know I should go to bed. I don't want to go to bed. And the old, that inner rebel in you kicks in and goes, no, I don't really have to do that. But you know damn well that getting to sleep at a better time is going to help you with your health long term, on so many levels. And instead of just defaulting back, you hear my voice or whoever's voice in your head, and you tap into discipline. Now, I learned when I was in the Australian Army that discipline just meant doing the complete opposite of what I wanted to do. I really did. They didn't teach it as that, but that's what I felt it was like. If there was something they wanted me to do, and it was generally the opposite of what I wanted to do. But that self-discipline that built in me has served me well over the years. So imagine it's 9:30 at night and you're thinking, no, I don't want to go to sleep. But Jen said I should go to sleep by 9:35 nights a week. And you just go, you know what? I learned that if it's hard to do, it's all the more reason to do it. And so it's the opposite of what you want to do. It's hard to do because you want to stay up, but at the same time, you know that it's going to be good for you. And it's like, cool, okay, I can commit to 5 nights a week. It's achievable. Or even if it's 3 nights, start somewhere and build on it, because you'll start to get the benefits pretty quick in, and you'll deal with stress better, your energy will come up, all those things. And all of a sudden, something that seems too hard becomes achievable. And we can build on that, where if we're too strict, we can't build on it, because people used to go, too hard, I give up. That's it, I'm out. So long-term change only comes when we get our head around what's going on, and then we have the discipline to make those changes maintainable. Not just the short term, not just a quick fix, but long-term change. So starting any kind of new regime, and it doesn't matter what it is, short term with no structure and for a maintenance is 100% recipe for failure. It just is. Just thinking quick fix, going to get that done, and not even thinking for what happens after the quick fix. You usually revert back to the old habits. It doesn't work. But if we set people up for success, the closer we stick to the plan, the faster we get the results. Okay, so if people commit to 3 nights a week, I'm going to get in bed by 9:30. I promise that little like, hey, I did it, that little feeling, yeah, I did it and I slept well, woohoo, that's what gives us some motivation to keep going. And it might be next week, you might still only do 3 nights or 4 nights or 5 nights, whatever it is. I don't ask anyone to do 100% of anything, because I don't want to do 100% of anything. I'm happy to strive for excellence, do it really well, you know, and truly with health and everything, if you live at about 80% right, the majority, you know, that majority of the time, your body works really well without the added stress of trying to be perfect. Doesn't work. So remember, going out too fast and giving up will never, never bring the desired results that you want long term. And you want results. That's why you want the bloody quick fix. Quick fixes don't work. Okay? Let's get long-term change. It doesn't matter what it is you're wanting to learn or do for yourself. Let's get a long-term result. So a couple of healthy life hacks. Simple. 1, identify a goal and think what the steps are. Who do you need to ask for help? If it's something with your health, do you need to talk to someone like a naturopath? Where do you need to go? What do you need to do to get your head around it? And number 2 is to make the commitment once and stick to it. So the commitment to myself is that I surf a minimum of 5 days a week at sunrise, because that's what I love. There is nothing for me better than being in the water when the sun kisses the horizon. It's just like, it's better than any meditation for me. And I live by the rule that if it's hard to do, it's even more important to do it. And right now we are in the middle of the coldest 2 weeks of our year always. The westerly winds are here. It's August. It's bloody cold. The last 3 days were as cold as it gets, and it hurts. The wind on the water, it hurts. It's that cold. But my commitment's there, and I know how good I feel when I get out of the water, and my surfing has advanced. I've had some really good breakthroughs this week because it was the right conditions to surf. Yes, it was bloody cold, but I've had some great breakthroughs with it. So I know it's worth it, and that's all what helps to keep us motivated and moving forward. So maybe it's, you know, one of the healthy life hacks is that you live from that. If it's hard to do, it's even more important to do it. If you want to grab the show notes, head over to www.healthylifehacks.com.au. Then I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review on Apple Podcasts to have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. And if you would like to receive a free copy of my Feed Your Body ebook, simply click the link in the comments below. Join my newsletter and we will get that free ebook sent to you.
I welcome your emails, and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.